All right, looks like we are live. Welcome again to another live training. Today we are going to talk about digital transformation and government innovation. I really enjoy to talk about this topic since I have a unique experience working both for the government and in the private sector, both in the public administration and developing softwares myself. The developing software part will be part of future trainings. So I'm really glad that everyone is here. If the sound is fine, just write one in the chat. I'm monitoring the chat. Before we wait, so there will be a presentation where we're going to cover the topic in details. Of course, this could be delivered on-site 3 to 5 day trainings with a lot of work. So this is only a summary. And in the end of the training, we are going to do live demonstration. We are going to do live prioritization of what digital transformation initiative is the best. I have this tool available for free for everyone. You can see the web address where you can go, and we will demonstrate it at the end. This is how it looks like. Let me show it. It's a Google Sheet, and you can work. And at the end of the day, you will have these kind of charts, and you will know with which initiative you should start. So that will be at the end. Now I will decrease this and move myself to welcome everyone. Monitoring the chat, looks like everything is fine. Welcome again. Welcome to this live training. I'm really happy for this. And let's start right away. First, we're going to discuss the vision, which it's not a problem. As you many know, any politician, any government official that you're going to meet, everyone will have a great vision. They will speak about digital technologies. They will say that after the pandemic, they have invested a lot, and this is a great grand vision of ours. However, the systems are often poorly designed and implemented, even though the vision is amazing. So on the vision side, we will say that the governments are looking forward to digital transformation. They organize conferences. They have maybe some written strategies, written vision. That's not a problem. However, the existing systems, the analysis and the data show that can be improved. As I said, the digital agenda is on top of many governmental leaders, many public officials. However, they are not always informed how they can realize that potential, and this training is one of the many attempts to help in this digital agenda, because at the end of the day, every citizen will be having positive experience if this comes to life, and if these initiatives are fruitful and at the end will deliver value. So then the political leaders are looking forward to digital transformation. They want government innovation. They are pro. We do not need to convince them. This is not an issue where we need to convince the leaders to start acting. This is actually this is easy. They're into it. However, how to deliver that's the main issue, as we're going to see in the next slide. So I'm proposing a simplifying approach. Instead of having many goals, to have only 2 goals for all the government public leaders out there, even if they are not government, if they are maybe a king or any other position, it's okay. I'm thinking globally for the global leaders. And the only 2 projects that I think should be focused on, the governmental leaders, it's strong digital ID system. So you have to have digital IDs, not to have those paper-based IDs anymore for any service that you want to provide. And also, this is the second part is cross-governmental data management or interoperability. So what's part of the digital transformation for the government? Basically, it is a system. You have the citizens at the end, which all have ID. I'm proposing for them to have ID on one side, and on the other side, it's the public service, the public service. So I will try to draw this. Hope you will be able to see that right for the first time. I will delete this. So why I'm proposing for these two systems to be the main things that we focused on. So let's see. Here you can see it, right? It will be probably opposite on your side, but you will get it. So this is these are the citizens. These are the citizens. These are the citizens. So they all have some kind of ID, passport, application number. An example, if you want to apply for some kind of public service, you always have some kind of register number. So this is a traditional, this is manual. Then you have a huge process. These are the public services. So it could be a health system, could be a school system, employment, taxes, it could be health system, it could be anything, some kind of permissions, everything. At the end of the day, this is a black box. There are many processes inside, and at the end of the day, you have delivered service. My handwriting is not the best, but you get it. If I'm standing in live, this would be really much better. So what we need, the problem in the black box is that every institution usually has a, I will change this now, I realized it should be better like this. Okay, now you should see it better. So the problem is in the black box, there are many processes into the government, and they are all using different types of IDs, different types of registers, and they are not interoperable. So what you need to do? You need to do first, number one, it's here, it's digital ID systems. Digital ID. That means that every citizen will have a digital ID. They will not have those paper-based. Of course, they will have as a backup the ID, the passport, that's fine. But at the end of the day, every citizen has to have some kind of digital ID. Then you have the black box, and this is the problem, because all of the public services have different processes, and it is a black box, and the data that they are keeping, they are recording, they are different. They are different. So that's why we need to have here interoperability. This is easier said than done. The camera is in the opposite, but stay with me. So this is the black box, this is the digital IDs, and these are the delivered service. So we need only two things. Number one, we need digital IDs, and number two, we need interoperability, meaning that if you give your data to one institution, every institution to be able to use that data for another process. That means you do not need to apply and provide the same data. In example, the date of your birth or your personal identification number. If you give it once, doesn't mean, and it doesn't need for you to provide it many times. And currently, sadly, this is the case. We provide, not everywhere, but there are many examples where citizens are forced to give the same data over and over again. So to conclude, those are the two essentials, the digital ID systems and interoperability of government data. So as we said, the leadership is not the problem. This is the easy part. Most countries have a vision in place. I have analyzed many countries' examples, and most of the time they have vision. However, I've noticed if they have a more detailed strategy or public guide, how they are going to actually do that, then it's more likely for them to actually implement it. Just grand gestures and grand vision are not enough. You need really detailed action plans. So in my experience, more details into the public document, more likely they're to achieve it. And one more thing, which is on the next slide, how the practice has shown and what I recommend for implementing this kind of digital transformation for the governments. First, the strategy to be multi-year, long-term, 10, 20, 30, 50 years. If you have a strategy for 1-2 years, most probably you will fail and you will be discouraged and the results will not be there. How to measure the progress? By two things. First, you have to have some kind of delivery department who will implement it. This is taken from the Innovator's Dilemma by Clayton Christensen. That's the most efficient part. However, they need to give progress report detailed at least once a year to a central body. So the central body has to monitor the delivery department. That's crucial. Then we are going to discuss one case study. Estonia is one of the best examples of this digital transformation government innovation. But as you see, they have done this for 20 years. They have started this national digital identity system since 2002. And recently they have even mobile IDs. You get a digital ID card. That means on the ID card you have biometric chip. Actually, most of the passports and national IDs now have this kind of chip, but the thing is what you do with that data. And in Estonia, 99% of all the public services are available online. Only the marriage and divorce is not possible online. You have to go to the institution. And this is crucial. I have put this with both. Public bodies are not requesting information from citizens if another part of government already holds the data. An example, when you're born, what school you went to, what is your income, or any kind of this kind of data. If they are once given, they will not ask it for you. Once again, that means you will have pre-filled forms and pre-filled service. You would just need to confirm. That's a great case study. We'll not go into details because this is a summer training, and if we go into full details, this would be multi-day course. So if you want me to deliver this kind of presentation live, just message me on LinkedIn. I will send you the proposal and we will discuss the implementation. Next, digital transformation initiative and public investments. So there are needed significant investments in the digital. We need to invest in two things. First is the software, then is the people. So if you have great software but you don't have great people, you cannot achieve this. And on the other hand, and the opposite, if you have great people but you don't have great system, great softwares most of the time, that means you will fail. And this is the problem because you need to transform the legacy systems, and the government have the Innovator's Dilemma. I have the book here. I don't know, can you see it? It's the Innovator's Dilemma by Clayton Christensen. It's for private companies, but it's also valid for the government because they have now one legacy system which is working. In example, you need to go to the institution, you need to apply physically, you need to do all the paperwork and apply, and there is often a resistance to change from the public servants that they need to change this. So the governments say, if it's not broken, let's not fix it, but that's wrong. You need to have some kind of delivery departments, and that they need to have a clear deadline and clear progress metrics, and they to report to a central governmental body. And the traditional system, the legacy system, could still continue parallel, and this shouldn't be overnight change. An example, you could still be able to do the legacy system. If you want to go and apply, spend your time, wait in line, print everything, be my guest, you can still do it. But the government need to invest in this parallel digital transformation initiatives. Next, as I said, is the one problem is the software, and the second problem is the digital workforce, because in the government it's more difficult to attract talent, people who know how to work with this digital system, with these softwares. So one of the solution is to have centralized digital agencies where you can pay them higher wages, close to the private sector, and also they can hire outside contractors. But even if they hire outside contractors for building the software, they still need to have the know-how in order to be the project managers, to create the tender documentations, to monitor the implementation. So this is also crucial. Governments need to admit that they need to invest in the digital workforce as well. One of the options is centralized digital agency, and the second one is each institution to have own IT department. And at the moment we have, most of the institutions have IT department, but it is a question whether they can implement these digital transformation initiatives. Next is about the data. Now we have a lot of more data compared to previous years, because we are able, thanks to the new technology, to collect more and more data. So the data is the new oil, as people say, and the government can use it to power its citizens. This is another case study from Estonia. And since before 2019, they had a public program where when you have a newborn, when you have a child, you have some kind of benefits which are provided by the country, because the country wants to promote the birth rate. However, if you want to apply, you need to have manually to apply, bring the paperwork, print, and there are 10 types of family benefits that are linked to the life of a child being born. It was a cumbersome process. However, they have made a digital transformation initiative. They have invested in an automated IT system. That means when a child is born, automatically the data are transferred to all the institutions that need the data, and you have a, let me maximize this. So you have a centralized service portal, and everything is pre-filled. And you, as a parent, you go to that portal, you log in, you see all the data, you see all the information, and when you're going to say yes, the data is right, you just click confirm, and the funds are automatically transferred to your account. So it takes practically 30 seconds to log in and confirm. And previously, it was really a hassle. So this is one project how you can use data to improve your services. Next is the connectivity. Of course, when you are going to use these digital public services, most of the time they are on the internet. That means that the citizens need to have access to broadband internet and also to mobile broadband internet. This is the situation with European Union. As you see, Denmark and the Netherlands and Estonia are top 3. You see they're measuring fixed broadband take-up, fixed broadband coverage, mobile broadband, and broadband prices. And for most countries, this is not a huge problem, because there is a lot of private interest here also, because the private companies, the private telecom companies, they have interest to have more customers. So this is not a huge problem for the governments, and this is progressing well. But at the end of the day, also these public telecoms have problems with interoperability. An example, if you call and if you want to report some kind of malfunction or some kind of bug, they will again ask you what's your number, and you're calling them on their network. It happens. So that means that this interoperability, it's not an easy challenge, and it's not easy for the governments to overcome it. Next, we are going to talk a little bit about these new technologies, these new digital technologies, and how they can be implemented. And we're going to have one interesting case study, actually two case study from the UAE, from Dubai and Abu Dhabi. So first, we're going to talk about the big data and implications. This is again the interoperability. That means now we have all the institutions which are gathering data. We have the health system, the pension system, we have the public revenue office, we have the schools, we have the employment agency, we have the healthcare. Everyone is gathering data, and now we have big data, and there are big data sets. And now we need to merge them and to have interoperability, meaning when you have one data which is gathered by one institution, automatically to be available for other institutions. And this is, of course, accompanied by a challenge of security, and there needs to be a lot of cybersecurity here as well. Using of AI by government, this is already starting. We have virtual civil servants. An example, when you're going to go to the website, which is owned by the one government agency, you will have an AI virtual assistant or chatbot with predefined questions, and he or she will help you. There are certain steps that you can take, and you can use that on the internet without need to take a call on the phone or visit the institution. That's one of the options. Robotic and automation, there are really many use cases. We can spend 3 days on this topic only, but one example is the pay tolls, when you have automation and some robots which are scanning the type of vehicle and how much money you need to pay, and you can pay by POS terminal. Then we have the Internet of Things. This is used for digital public services because you can now predict future needs. An example, if a citizen is being employed for the first time, you can use this Internet of Things, and you can approach the citizen and offer him different types of public benefits, unemployment insurance, pension insurance, pension funds, pension programs. So you can automatically use this Internet of Things because you will know that someone has entered the workforce. An example, if someone has entered the workforce, you can have a governmental representative who is taking care of workers' rights, and they can contact him on the phone or online and to give him a complimentary consulting session where they will explain to him or her his rights. Also, an example, if you are close to retirement, you can use this Internet of Things, can bring another public service, because the governmental institutions could get ready for the new upcoming retirees. Next is the fintech. We had a special session about this. It's one of my favorite topics. You can have special mobile apps where, in example, you can buy government bonds, or if there are certain pension system where different types of usage of these funds, you can use that mobile app, an example, to choose what kind of program you want. If there's an example, a private pension fund, if you want to take all the money in the next 10 years, or you want a fixed rate, you can choose that, or buy governmental bonds. Then is the e-commerce. That's mainly digital procurement. Digital procurement, it's a whole another topic. We can spend 5 days here. But most of the governments are using to have some kind of centralized platform. And there are some kind of fixed prices for certain goods, which are used a lot of time. For example, broadband internet, some materials for the office. And there is a centralized procurement website where governmental bodies can directly purchase from there. They do not need to open a public tender. Then we have the cloud computing and quantum computing. Practically all the public services should be in the cloud. There should be an option for them to be delivered into the cloud. And here we need cloud computing because as the times continues, we will have more and more processes, more and more data, and we will need to use the power of this cloud computing, because that means we will not need to invest to buy a powerful computer to each of the public servants. However, we can invest into the cloud, and all the heavy lifting to be done into the cloud. Now we have two interesting blockchain case studies, both from the UAE. First, we have the Ministry of Health and Prevention of the UAE. They have donor registry for donating organs. So they use a blockchain as secure verification layers, and they're using smart contracts as a legal digital contracts. This is one of the potential projects as the digital transformation initiative, to allow smart contracts which are used by blockchain, to use blockchain to create these contracts, and this way you know that they're valid, they're not changing, and then to use them as a legally binding documents. You can connect your notariate, an example. And another case study we have also in the blockchain, it's Abu Dhabi Digital Authority, which they have also government blockchain platform, where you can use the blockchain securely to share data between the different governmental agencies and external stakeholders like other companies or individuals. So it's really important to use the blockchain as a secure data transfer, because you cannot breach it easily like the traditional IT systems. So now it's the most interesting part. We're going to do a live demonstration of how government officials, political leaders can use this kind of workshop and to decide how they can proceed. And because this in theory is great, the vision is easy, but execution is hard. I will share now the system, and we'll start working on it. Let me increase the view just for you to be able to see it better. Let me check. I think you are seeing it better now. Yeah. So I will start working into the tool. We do not need this. Boom, that's done. Let's go. So we will list top 5 potential digital transformation initiatives. What could be? So let me just connect my keyboard, my files. An example, the first one could be minimal viable interoperability. That means at least some of the data to be interoperable, and to be easily shared between governments. Next could be smart contracts into the register. So the public register for real estate. So public real estate register. Then you can have digital public service of family benefits. These are 3. I will go with 3. We can continue with 5. You can go as much initiatives you like. If anyone wants me to add some kind of initiative, feel free to write into the chat. I'm monitoring the chat. Hi Hesham. Hi, I'm glad that you're here. If there are any questions, I'm here. Okay, let's continue. Let me think another potential initiative. These are fine. So now the system automatically repeats them. So now we are going to have some shortcuts. This could be MVI. This could be smart contracts real estate register, and this is digital public service of family benefits. So the acronyms are automatically here transferred by the tool. So now we will calculate this PDTI score. So first, we will see how much will each of these digital transformation initiative contribute towards achieving the goal of becoming a leader in this new digital economy. What is the impact? If it's the massive, we will say 3x, high 2, medium is 1, low is 0.5, and minimal is 0, 2.5. There is a question how you can get this tool. So as I said at the beginning, you can go to this address and you can work with me along. You can copy paste this tool. You just need to go here into the file, make a copy here, and you will be able to edit it online, or if you want, you can download it. So this is the address, go.transformdigital.com/tool-A. Boom, that's it. Let's continue. So the first one, MVI, is the minimal viable operability. Let's say the impact is massive, because it's not massive, it's high because it's minimal. It not will be for everyone. Then we have smart contracts into the public real estate register. So I will say here that this is medium. It is important, but it's only for real estate. It's not for everyone. And then digital public service of family benefits. Again, I would say it's 1 because it's not for everyone, only for family benefits. How many people from your stakeholders will be positively impacted by the respective potential digital transformation initiative over a single quarter? So we are measuring each quarter. So let's say with minimal viable operability, there will be 10 million people, 1 million each quarter, let's say. So this is 1 million. For the public real estate register, each quarter could be 50,000. And for the family benefits, let's say we have 100. You need to know your data. Probably you will be able to know this more into detail. So the minimal viable interoperability, the impact will be high too. For the smart contact, also the impact, an example, this way will be medium. And for the family benefits, actually, I'm changing this and I will make the impact to be massive, because you will not, for all of these 100,000 people who will want to get these family benefits, it will be high impact because they will not need to go live and visit these branches and fill in all these forms. How confident are we about the optimistic estimates for reach, impact, and effort? This is really important. How confident? Because this is a projection. So 100% is high confidence, medium is 80%, low confidence is 50%, and moonshot, meaning that we're not sure it will happen, is 20% or less. Let's go and do this. For the minimum viable interoperability, I am confident 80% that will be. For the public register, I'm public real estate. I'm low. I have low confidence because it's a historical process. It's really hard to predict that will happen. And for the family health benefits, I'm going to say 100% because this will really help. And if you're able to just log in and confirm everything, it will influence you a lot. And this is also really important. How many of the public civil servants will need to work on this? So estimate the total amount of time an initiative will require for all members of your team, product design and engineering. Estimate as a number of person months or the work that one team member can do it in a month. Put a number between 0.1, that means one person will work on an initiative on his available working time, and the maximum number of people that will be engaged on a monthly basis. So let's say for the interoperability, I would say that probably we will need each month around 50 people work on it. You see the score, it's right away on the GOG chart. So we got 32,000. Then we have the smart contracts. For smart contracts, probably 15 people can work each quarter. Then we have the health benefits. I'm confident that this could be done even with 7 people, because it's a process it's already been taken care by other people and other institutions, and also it's only inside one institution. I will say 8 people. So we got the scores. I hope you're excited. Let's check. Here are the scores. This is number 5 and number 4 and number 5. We didn't have those mentioned. So we'll say the minimal viable initiative interoperability has score of 32,000. The smart contracts in the public real estate register is 1,600, and the health, the family benefits is 37,000. That means it has the highest score. That means we're going to start with that initiative. So we are going to give them a score. So you see, this is the score here. It's also manually entered. So now we're going to do the ranking. So digital public service of family benefits, it's number 1. Minimal viable interoperability is 2. Minimal viable is from the lean manufacture, lean thinking methodology. That's there you can see the minimum viable. And smart contracts is number 3. So we are going to have a start date. An example could be 1st June 2020. End date could be, let's say, 9 months. So it could be till 1st of March 2023. Sorry, 23. And responsible, you always have to have someone responsible. I'm going to say John. He's head of Ministry for Digital Economy, let's say. Head of department in Ministry for Digital Economy. He will need to report for smart contracts into the public real estate register. Let's say we need more preparatory time, so I will start this in September. So this will be 1st of September. And the digital public service, it's really important. The tool sets, we need to start at 1. I'm going to start it today. Today is 23rd of May. And this, I'm projecting it will take us 2 months to make it happen. So June, July, August, September, October, November. It will finish in November. Let's say till the end of November, we think that we will end it. The minimal viable operability is done, and we have the smart contracts. We will leave also 1 year for this. So till 1st of September in 2023. Boom, and you can do this for all other things. If you don't know how to use it, just message me on LinkedIn or to our email, and we will. I have also filled in example of all 5 initiatives, and also with the chart. Let's continue. And an example here, we will say Lindsay is responsible, head of department in the public cluster. Then we have Hisham, responsible for the family benefits. He's head of the social affairs department. You will know this, and this is how we got we actually got our data, and now we can continue with this project management. This way, we used algorithm and science how to decide which project should go first, and we also have done it live. You need to do this into a working group, of course. Many people to be involved from different types of institutions. Always have someone representative from a digital agency, someone who will know how the software will work and take your time. But this is a good approach, and I recommend it to calculate which project you need to do first. Once again, if you want to see this tool, you can use it for free. You just need to enter your email address. Let's continue with the presentation. I think everyone is listening to me. Great. We have done the live demonstration. So questions. We went almost 1 hour. So this was one of the longer sessions. Let's see if there are any questions. There are many positive remarks, like thank you, it was great. Kim is watching. Hi Kim, so glad to see that you are here, here. Alexander also is here. Let me see whether there are some questions. There's no question, but if you want me to deliver this for you, just message me on LinkedIn. Or on my email, and I can prepare a full proposal. This was just a summary. This can go 3 to 5 days. 5 days is recommended, and at the end of each course, we will have a clear action plan and who is responsible for what. Is there a difference between digital transformation for the public and the private sector? Yeah, things go slower in the public sector, and also you are more conservative in spending funds, meaning you need more slower process of decision making how you're going to spend the funds, and you will have a lot of procedures how to actually do that. In the public sector, it's easier, it's faster. The CEO or the board of directors will just make a decision and things can go faster. So that was it for me. If there are no questions, I want to thank you. On the next live training, we'll have a guest who talks about NFTs. So stay tuned. Most probably it will be this upcoming Wednesday, and I'm really looking forward to our next live. Thanks everyone. Have a great week. It was a great Monday. I really enjoyed. Hope you liked it, and see you soon. Let me just wave everyone. Bye.